Now, this is a book that's over here called Last Call. I put out a version of Last Call back in 2004, which for some reason, I think that was because it would have been Bukowski's, I don't know why, never mind, I don't know why I did it in 2004, it just worked out that way. And in that book, that book was called Last Call, the Legacy of Charles Bukowski. See, I'm not very clever with titles. This one is The Bukowski Legacy Continues. But in that previous issue of this book, I tried to show that people were still writing in the spirit of Bukowski, even if they weren't writing in the style of Bukowski. So you've had a taste of what the style of Bukowski himself is, and I'm going to read you a few poems from here that I think are poems that represent more the character of his style of writing, and less a mimicry of what he wrote. I know it's a hard concept to get. Even the people that are in this book are kind of scratching their heads looking at me like, what? This is a poem by a guy who's going to be reading here at some point. His name's G. Murray Thomas. And it's called To the Editor Whose Name Will Appear on My Next Rejection Slip. I sat up all night drinking beer and going over my unpublished poems, searching for one written in the cheap Bukowski imitation style your magazine seems to like so much. At 5 a.m., I gave up and wrote this one. This is by a writer who I published a couple of years ago named Pris Campbell. It's called At the Mercy of Stones. I am the woman with stones in her mouth. They crush weak protest into slumbering whispers. Speechless between cold sheets, I dream of old promises and fragrant nights once filled with hungry lovers. The moon paints women with strange eyes and sharp fingers into my ceiling. They laugh at my stubbed nails, fallow breasts. In shadowed blue visions, pages part from worn bindings, they drift out the window, my story no longer. Like Demosthenes, I hope the stones teach my tongue new stories told in a fiercer voice.